There we are. I hope at least. Alrighty. Yeah, looking good. So let's arrange myself and let's have some chill night, because that was somehow not my day today, and therefore I felt the urge to go for some Siralim night and chill out with some tinkering and trying out the Cleric. So this is a class I have in mind to try out since a pretty long time now, because I love buffing builds. I personally have a really big affinity to stuff like that, so we're gonna be picking up that. Did I already earn my new paladin gear? Not yet. So my paladin was clearing everything happily at realm instability 5, including the nether bosses, so we can pack that out later for a little show off as well. But for today I want to start out and build the cleric a little bit, because like I said, I'm really looking forward to this one since a long time. I think, let's check out the other specializations. This could be even the last one of the self-buffing focused builds to try out, or the good mages, white mages, call them however you want to. So, well, yeah. Cleric is the last one to go, and we got the Paladin, the Purgatorian, the Inquisitor. All of those classes are already through then. Okay, so we go the usual way, but this time I'll summarize the build after it's done a little bit for everybody who's interested in that. Okay, let's check out the perks first, select the team after, select some traits after, and see what we can whip up. Apotheosis. After my creatures are healed, they have a chance to gain a random buff. Good stuff. And that's even 50%. Wow. Okay, so healing is quite important. My creatures are immune to blighted. Cool. That's pretty decent if you're built around a healing strategy. Greater healing. My creatures' healing effects are more powerful. My creatures gain more benefit from healing effects, so that's even twice the bonus. Wow. Okay. Sick. It's pretty strong healings. I have a chance to negate enemy attacks and spells. 20%. We get a barrier at the start of battle based on our maximum health. Okay, so that's the first stat that pops up here. The other things were quite neutral, except for the fact that they were revolving around healing mechanics. But this is maximum health scaling. Okay, good to know. We deal more damage per buff we have. Okay, so buffs and heals intertwined. My creatures take less damage. Cool, thanks, I'll take that. This is unconditional and useful. Lenience. My creatures take less damage for each buff they have. We deal more damage and take less damage. Okay, so buffs are a really important thing for us. After I heal creatures, we store that as barrier. Okay, max health is the limit. My creatures can trigger healing effects even while they're at full health. Oh yeah, so important. I'm happy that this exists, because I already was considering that this could be a problem for the class. So I was quite happy when I saw that overheal gets into converted into barrier, but that's really cool. While my creatures have barrier, they take less damage from all sources. Okay, barriers are strong. Radiance increases the potencies of my creatures' effects that increase their stats. Okay. So everything which increases my creature's stats impacts them harder. If I read that lines right, this should include everything. Spells, traits, artifacts, effects. That sounds pretty global. Revelation. At the end of my creatures' turns, my dead creatures have a chance to be resurrected. Okay. So, free resurrects. I like that. This is unconditional. I just have a free chance to resurrect. Wow. This will impact my build a lot. Saving Grace. After my creatures are resurrected, they gain a barrier. Okay. And there it is again, the max health. So, I'm just wondering if I could play this setup with my Paladin's creatures. But no. My Paladin's creatures don't have the necessary focus on buffs. So, that would not work out. Strength of Soul. My creatures deal additional damage equal to a percentage of their barrier strength. Okay. But one thing is for sure, I want to have mechanics for this class that scale around maximum health. Because maximum health is the ceiling for my barrier power. And since so many things are interacting with my barrier power, I mean, extra damage equal to my barrier power, we gain a barrier. Well, okay, this is per se stronger the more health we have. But there was one more thing, no? Or was there? No, not really. This is only one effect. Well, okay. But this is also pretty strong, because I know that we can scale maximum HP quite effectively. So maybe we are not going to pick up the whole roster from the Paladin, but maybe we will pick up one or two of his creatures. Because I have some really good things there going on with max HP gain. So we don't need this dude. Let's see, the Apocalypses were Raiders, Reaver stuff. This Banshee. I know that I own one or two creatures that I really want to team up here. Fortification. After my creatures are healed, they gain 25% defense. My creatures take less damage for each time they've taken damage. Quite the possibility, but I don't know if this is spec'd correctly for my taste. After my creatures gain a buff, they gain attack and intelligence. I do like that. But don't know if I really want that. Buff duration extensions. And heal per buff. We have more stats per buff, and well, no. After this creature provokes, your other creatures gain a copy of this creature's buffs. After any creature gains a buff, this creature gains that buff as well. Okay, could be a useful dude for my team, but no. So, well, I wonder if I want to have the Efflorescent End combo in here too. I mean, it's after all healing. We interact with healing, we interact with buffs, so it's blocking a slot though. So, but these two are actually really, really powerful. Yeah, let's pick them up. It's really cool to see that the more builds I create, the more options I already have in my shelf here that fit into other strategies quite well. It's really cool to see. So, no, the giants are not what I'm looking for. Let's see if I can acquire something else from my old stuffs. After my creatures are healed, they gain 5% of that amount as health as well. Well, this dude has the correct trade, but I don't need the second one twice because we have that already. So nobody nope. Hi Hyorin, welcome. Nice to see you, mate. My creatures always have leeching. Well. Also a stat booster, which gets increased by my combo. This would be an option to have always 2 buffs online, like, per se. But this is also already a 3rd creature in my roster from 6. So, not sure if I really want to take that. I consider that as an option, though. I do like the always leech. I don't like the stat boosters behind that. I don't know if I really need that or want that or... Well. Maniacs, definitely no. Mummy, no. Zealot, occultist, well, sorcery spells, no. After my creatures kill an ally, my creatures are resurrected. After my creatures are resurrected, enemies take damage equal to this creature's speed. No, not fitting to my theme here. Well, no. At the start of this creature's turn, it removes 1 debuff. After my creatures are healed, they gain a random buff. I need that. I need that. Essential Dignity. Now I need to know from what creature that spawns, but we will find out. But Essential Dignity is one thing I need. The Disciple of War Trade is nothing I want to see here. Pergast. Well, that was trickster stuff. When we cast a spell, we have a chance to cast it twice. Nobody nope. Essential Dignity. Here we have it. Well, yet another version of this creature which is not compatible to my build. But the Ancient Spirit is the first thing I will summon now because we interact with buffs so strongly. There's just no reason not to take that. So, Ancient Spirit is what I want. Yeah, it's just so good. Let's see which fusion partner we will select for that dude, but not yet. Withdraw. I wasn't done here, but I wanted to catch that thought before I get past it too deep. So, after my creatures are healed, a random enemy takes damage to the amount of health recovered. When my creatures are resurrected, they are resurrected with additional health. So, well... This sounds awesome, because this would convert my healing into AoE damage. So, well, no, not AoE damage, single target. Yes. Yes, let's try that. I have 2 more slots open after that. I'm not sure if this is really working out as well as it looks like here, but it sounds sick, because I have empowered heals. Really, really strongly empowered heals. So, I think I already have that Everglow, but I gotta check that out. So, no, we don't need that one. So we already got that one. Gravebane White would be a interesting thing there. After my creatures die, they gain... No, this guy gains... Well, no. So, we have 5 critters to... 5? Why is that guy here? You're not supposed to be here. So we have... what do we have so far? We have permanent mending and less damage while mending. You don't think WoW is worth it anymore? I agree with that. Unless you have a way of kickstart your build with an insane amount of health. Possibly worth it still. But the cut from 50 to 30% was pretty harsh. I agree with that. There are better ways now to deal AoE damage by dying. So, we have auto mend trigger on being attacked by it, because that's just brilliant to have. We have Everglow. Okay, we get more heals out of every... It's just too good. And after my creatures gain a stat other than attack, they gain that stat as attack as well. I think that was on the relic here, Beast Within. Possibly not the right choice for this build. My paladin really needed that, but I used to get a big damage boost on it because it was 0% HP. And it was used. Okay. Is Woe now current health? Okay, yeah, I see. Essential dignity, yes. So we get the buffs, and this guy deals damage equal to the amount healed, and he boosts up resurrects. Okay, so let's see what we can get here. Let's take another look quickly at the perks, because I want to take a... So we have a chance to gain buffs when we are healed. So I have now 1.5 chances, basically. No, I have one. I get 1.5 buffs. I guess Apotheosis triggers together with the other one, so we might be already stacked out with buffs. So we have more healing effects per se. We have a chance to negate stuff. We want more maximum health. Yes, that's one thing that I already lost track of. We deal more damage per buff. I've already taken care of that. We take less damage per buff. We deal more damage per buff. Already taken care of that too. We need a certain permanency of heals on that team, because we generate barriers out of heals, so we can't get enough of heals, basically. Yeah. So this should be a focus. And probably some stat converter. And like, there are creatures which convert amount of heal into stat increases. This could be interesting as well. Okay, so our mission now is to find... We got 5 more traits. Okay, let's go. Let's have some fun. I really enjoy this game's tinkering process so much, and I'm already afraid of the moment when I don't have any classes left to try out. Okay, so the Amaranth, I don't think we need that. Or is there anything? My creatures gain defense. Well, equal to defense. We don't really specialize into defense so much. After my creatures are healed, they are healed an additional time, but they receive 50% less healing from all sources. Well, I don't know if we really would want that. I mean, we got so many increases, but the thing is, well, no. This would also debuff the damage I deal with the with that trait that transforms healing into damage. I don't want to water that damage down. I don't think that's a smart idea. Automatons, no. Avatars, well, I can't really summon any avatars here at this point. As cool as that will be once I get there. Bards, no. There's one Koloss I know of that I want to have. Where was that? And probably want to check out the Dryads. They have a lot of interactions with buffs too. But let's head over to the Koloss department, because they are really good at interacting with HP. Minotaur, Leper, Koloss. So, when your creatures gain a barrier, this barrier is increased by an amount equal to... Okay, possibly. But after my creatures are healed, they gain that, rise above. Yeah, that's the one I wanted to have. Koloss Doombringer, yeah. Well, After my creature's barrier buffs are damaged and destroyed, they gain 50% of the original strength of the barrier as maximum health. This sounds like something I really would want to have too. Because, well, as far as I remember, there are ways to shatter your barriers willingly, and that would be an awesome interaction there. Because it would transform our barrier breaks into extra HP. But let's not get ahead of ourselves here. So, Dryads. Because what I really not have right now are these heals I keep talking about. So who's a good source for heals? Dryads are not. So let's check out healing sources. I think the unicorns are a quite friendly bunch when it comes down to heals. But do they also have AoE heals? That's a random heal. After this creature attacks, it heals allies for 50% of the damage dealt. So, well, it's a pretty solid candidate. I mean, there's nothing wrong about that. And it gives us what I need, a permanent source of heals. Do we want that? I'd say yes. This is a very solid choice for the team. Let's see, do I already have somebody who's focusing into attack? They're all wusses, they don't like to attack, dang it. So, well, I'm going to fuse the spirit and the Kolos together. Because I feel like they are a pretty good fit. So, well, of course I want that dude that focuses into health. Because we really seem to excel at that stat. Here we go. Also, I want to keep the spirit's appearance. Okay, now we got that. So now we got the benefits from getting healed. Let's check that out one more time. We gain random buffs when we get healed, and we gain a percentage of our heals as maximum health when we get healed. Wonderful. I like that. This is already a pretty solid thing to get to do. So after my other creatures are attacked by an enemy, this creature attacks the enemy for 50% of normal damage. This could be a very powerful combination for my unicorn to trigger a lot of... After my creatures are attacked, they recover health equal to... Oh yeah, that's something. That's triggering heals like crazy. I like that. It's exactly the kind of stuff we need. But still no creatures that favor attack. Gosh. Well, looks like I need another fusion partner there. And let's check out the Dryads. I need some stat booster. That's the last thing I feel like this build really needs. After my creatures gain buffs, they gain attack and intelligence. No. We gain a few % more per buff, but that caps out. I don't want something that caps out. After this creature defends, your creatures recover 20% health for each buff they have. That's something tasty. It's more heals. So the Dryads don't really offer the stat boosting mechanisms I crave for. Let's see if we find anything else. No, but there has to be something. Who is transforming heals into stats? Today's mystery. Because that would be basically the last thing my build really needs. The Regal Golem is also pretty cool, but, well, not really what I'm looking for. Grimoires, no. Imlers, no. Kolos, was there something? Well, stat gain transformed into max HP. That's not quite what I'm looking for. Leeches, well, I got a leech like that, which increases that, but we have a strict buff on gaining stats in our perks. I really need to utilize that more, because this is absolutely necessary for this build to shine, I think. I need to crank up the potency of my growth, basically. But I don't see any creatures providing. Those leeches can be good too in combinations. That's true. That's true. But right now I didn't see any good stat booster on their side. Maybe I'll let's return to them before I get too deep there. Well, there's only the Devourer, and he's linked specifically to attacking. It's not enough, sadly. Sadly. Occultists. Well, maybe I get a lucky pick there, but they were all linked to spellcasting, so no. Ophens. Well, life spells. Ophens focus around life spells. We got that Asane thing already running for ourselves. Phoenixes. I think Phoenixes are also no stat boosters here. Pillwiz. Pitworms. Pitwraith. Plague Alchemists. Well, Priests. I don't think there was a priest that I needed here, but it heals your other creatures equal to percentage of its maximum health, okay? That would be fitting too. And this one creates a barrier, okay. Definitely not bad. Reapers are no option either. Sanctus. Okay, at the start of this creature's turn. Okay, well, it's only a spreader when this creature acts, so it would be an option, but no option I'm too happy about. I didn't think it would be that hard to find something I need. Slimes. Well, the smiths, they only interact with artifacts, soul flares, spark tails, specters. Maybe the spirits have something in store for us. No, they don't have anything for us either. Oh no, I'm running out of ideas here. So we need to get a different stat increase mechanism running, I think. But I feel like I'm missing something. Bulbs. Watchers, sentinels, whites. No, they're also not interacting with healing. Okay, well, I had a few candidates that I didn't like too much at the beginning. Let's check for a second if there's anything here. I skipped past a moment ago. Clutchers, cockatrice, crunchers, crusaders. Well, not really anything. Okay, diabolics, djinns, guards. Dragons. Dragons reduce enemy stats, but yeah, well. The Dryad Keeper is by far the most effective thing that I'm seeing here, but, well. So, say hello to my kitty cat. Okay. So we got a lot of health recovering, and we get a lot of maximum health. So we are quite beefy, but we won't deal too much damage with that setup right now. This is the big problem I see. This is the big problem I see. I don't have any innate damage perks that would help me here, so what should we go for? You never played Cleric? Me neither, me neither. I wanted to check it out. Too much healing stuff. Well, usually you can just do some crazy thing and then it suddenly works out quite decently. Let's see if the spells give me some ideas here. Because spreading spell gems is really no problem. Let's see if there's anything that interacts with barriers and things like that. Here again, we have lots of spells that create barriers, okay. Resurrections, of course. Reincarnation. Requiem. I'd like some spell that basically tries to explode your barrier. But that is not a thing here. Okay, well. Let's take a look into my arsenal one more time. Maybe I have already something that I want to use here that I didn't check out in the beginning. Apis Defender. Intercepts enemies, attacks on its allies. Yes. Well. The Azura, the Apocalypsis. I mean, this trait, which increases random allies' attack and intelligence, would be a pretty good combo with a counter-attack trait, but I don't know. I'm not too impressed yet. Slimes. Oh yeah, here we go. This one is the trait I was looking for. My creatures have additional stats equal to 10% of the current health. This is something where, which is going into the correct direction. Omnipotent deity. Okay, that's what we're going to need. Awesome. I knew that I was missing something, but the demigods, they confuse me always. They have so many different traits. Alright, there we go. Let's hope this guy has decent stats. Well, he's at least not... Okay. Decent stats are something else, you know. But okay. Let's fuse that into the Valkyrie Shield Maiden. Okay. Pretty cool stuff. So now we have extra stats equal to 10% of my current health. Since we will go with our HP into the millions, or into the 100,000s quite quickly, like 10% of 100,000 are 10,000 stat buff. That's pretty high, considering that we should gain 20% due to the Cleric perk. Well, I'm okay with that. So... let's see, is there anything I could fuse into my unicorn? That would be kick-ass. Let's see if I have anything. Some sort of dryad, maybe. Well, Surge sure sounds quite nice, but I don't think this is so important. Extra stats per buff, I don't like that. Frenzy Ghoul, Giant. Well, stat gain conversion into health. I don't feel like I have enough stat gain to utilize that into that direction. Like I did that with my Paladin. So, Oculum Leech, well, no. Just no real cool interaction there. Something to boost stats with would be my interest there. Well... priests, of course, offer that, but I'm not a big fan of the priests in general. After my creatures are healed, they have a chance to move to the top of the timeline. Well, considering the amount of heals we have, this should be pretty strong, honestly. This could be actually stronger than I think. This could be actually stronger than I think. Because we got a lot of heal triggers. Every build gets better with stat boosters, yeah. So it's either going to be one dude that gives us a chance to act more often, or we're going to check back into the summoning box. Because I'm pretty sure that there, here among the Valkyries, is stuff that I really would like to have. So I really consider to put that onto my unicorn too. Well, okay, that's going to be way more complicated than I thought, but I like it. So we will leave this trade slot open for now. I just decided that I don't need to decide on this yet. Yeah, stat boosters are exactly important because of that, because when you have a decent mechanism to boost your stats with, the enemy's level gets less and less important because you're basically leveling up your creatures during the fight by boosting their stats. I mean, the omnipotent deity should be on its own already doing a lot of work in boosting our stats by just transforming a portion of our health into stats. So I really think that there's a lot going on here. So let's see, maybe we have something among these items already, but my brimstone is rather low. Well, no. More damage for each dead ally. Such a good stat for a Purgatorian. Maybe there's something which solves our problem here. Highly unlikely, but who knows. Enemies barrier destruction. Well, no. Resistance to debuffs while we are having barrier. That's so far the only thing that's interacting really strongly, but well. Let's see. Doesn't look like there's something here. No, well, would have been too simple. Hi, Pop! Well, I hope you're having good success on your studies there, mate, don't you worry. But really nice that you stopped by. Such a friendly guy. So let's transform like half of our crystals into brimstones and a portion of our essence. Yeah, that should work. Okay. But I'm still not quite happy with what I got here, but well. Now let's check out my creatures. We have one dude which is shining as a spellcaster, but we don't have really any good options for spellcasting here. My creatures will run out of charges. Yeah. Looking forward to the weekend too, mate. Good luck on your tests. Okay. Well, maybe Beast Within is not that bad. But I really would like some... Okay, we will deal damage by healing, though. Okay, that's a good thing. We'll deal damage by healing, we buff ourselves by healing. Okay. Still need one more creature. I mean, basically it looks like we shine with the more HP we got, basically. So any lame stat gainer would be now fitting, I think. Let's see what we can do. Alright. Took me quite some time to wrap it up like that, but I think I got quite a first idea of how I want to play this. Let's see how this holds stand with reality. Withstands reality, rather, I wanted to say. If my creatures have cast a total of 12 more spells now. Something with charges would be really cool too. I mean, can't really do it like that. Whoopsie, I didn't want to summon that Topus Carbuncle. Well, okay, whatever. Because the best spellcasts are always the endless spellcasts. So... well, we could always go for a spell tap. This is a really neat and nice way to spread spells among your army. I think I'm going to do that. I really think I'm going to do that. Because this solves so many of my issues in one step. And I still can slap on... yeah, we're going to do that. I can still slap on artifact traits, so we're not really bound to anything here. So let's see, the Cerberus, Ashmouth Cerberus, focused on defense. Well, and the Unicorn is also focused on defense. But at least this one is only bad at speed and not bad at attack, so I'm going to keep that one. Because bad at attack is really crappy for an attacker, you know. Okay, so we now have our strategy set up. We heal as much as possible because we transform those heals into damage. We can set up spells like we want to on the Cerberus and use them on the whole team. Okay, cool stuff. So now we're going to need artifacts. I think for this team there's nothing better than pure HP artifacts because we live and thrive out of HP. So we're going to do that. One helmet for this guy. So we're going to use helmets for everybody, I'd say. Yeah, I'll do that. Regardless of the job of theirs, we will gain extra attack out of health, and this should work. Okay, so we're going to need, what, 5 helmets in total. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's not upgrade them to the nether stone slot because that just costs a ton of brimstone. And we don't really get to that point, you know. Because brimstone is already limited enough on this team. But I think we should be fine this time. Yeah. Let's see how well this will work out. Well, 120k, let's hope that I still can afford... yeah, I can afford that. Good. So, trick slots and such, we won't fill them as of yet, because I got no clue what I want to have on those. And also, I feel like it's time to grind some materials back up and give this build a first test drive. It could be pretty cool already, because we deal automatically damage by heals, which sounds pretty crazy on its own. Okay, now let's equip them artifacts. There we go, pure health. Now, for starters, well, this guy has a auto-provoke strategy. We won't do that here, because we're going to do for something different. Going to go for something different. Okay, I'll just dive in and try out a regular realm and get a first step. So the strategy is pretty easy. We go into fights. We try to heal ourselves as much as possible, because the more we heal, the more max HP we get. The more max HP we have, the harder we hit, the more stats we have, and the cycle continues. Okay, we are already at a pretty massive amount of HP to begin with. And stats are pretty high too, a lot higher than the enemy stats. So let's just go for for some attacks. Yeah, we're practically already hitting like a truck. All we need now is some sort of AoE. But that looks quite decent already. Okay. We're scorned. Well. Oh. Me got spells. Well, let's spam some determinations then. Okay, so I need to charge the Cerberus with some spells that I want to have on everybody. Okay. So basically, I'd benefit if my creatures would spit out heals permanently, like as manual casts. That would be really powerful, because we seem to deal a really large amount of damage if we just heal ourselves. Ironically enough, dealing damage via healing. Awesome. I like that spirit. He's doing a really nice job here in the compo. Let's see, the buffs are growing quite nicely too. I think this build has a really decent long-term scaling effect. Well, okay. Can't do anything about that. Okay, I mean, that's pretty solid. Even if we didn't do anything, we already have a really pretty meaty bunch of attackers, and well, the enemies are dying quite fast. I mean, we don't really have to do much there. Oh, I like that. I was afraid that this whole thing would run a lot slower, but yeah, we deal more damage for, what was that? Equal to 50% of our barrier strength. So basically, the more barrier, the more punch. I like that. I really like that. Alright, nice. Didn't expect to be that speedy. But we gotta see how well this works on higher instabilities and such. The Paladin worked out really good because damage reflection really shines when the enemies grow stronger and stronger. And, you know, therefore, there's a lot of resilience in the build I set up there, and, well, can show it off later as well, too. So, Pop said he can't wait for the weekend. How about you guys? How was your week? My week was really somehow pretty stressful. But we're slowly calming down. It's getting better now. Kingdom of Siralim music. Awesome. Ah, there's the key. Because I want to escape from this realm. We are in a really... Oh, birthday candles. There's really no challenge in here, and we can go for something harder, and I want to pick up some spells, because I have now some idea about what I want to do. Or, well, more of an idea about what I want to do. Only thing I'm lacking now is the teleporter. That's pretty decent after all. Oh, projects. What's that? An assassination quest and fanatic. Hooray! I can now be a fanatic. Let's put in the royal. It's the last specialization that I will unlock. Awesome. Becoming a fanatic. Okay, so we need a couple of spells. I think everything which involves healing is just something our whole squad should have. Since my creatures will all sooner or later resurrect on their own, I don't think I need a resurrection spell per se, because I have that already included in my own portfolio. What I really would like to have, well, let's just do healings. Well, major healing, and is there something? Breath of life. Yeah, why not breath of life? Let's see if there's anything better than that. Look at that beauty. Consecration. Enemies take a small amount of damage and the caster recovers a large amount of health. This should do the trick twice, even. Let's try that. Okay, we're going to equip... Oh, this dude has even more spell equipment slots. Nice. So the consecration one, breath of life one, major healing. Let's see what we could want to. Holy protection, true light. Well, determination, after all. And, well, let's put up the resurrection as well. Why not? I mean, this is, after all, quite decent. So, we got only one creature whose strategy is supposed to be spellcasting. The other dudes are all set up differently. Okay. Well, let's check out our socket options. I mean, trick slots. Life strength. No, there's not really anything that I can't think of right now. So, the good old artifact trait thingy. All the confusion on Earth focused into one menu. After my creatures are resurrected by rebirth, they gain extra buffs? No. After this creature attacks, it gains stats. No, no, no. Not interested in that. So basically I want to trigger as much heal as possible. After this creature is attacked, it gains attack and recovers health. Well, not global enough. No thanks, but pretty cool idea. Well, my creatures always have leeching. Since we are naturally immune against blight, yeah, I want that. I really want that. I just realized how good that would be, because that means we're... that's another source of permanent heals. Like, it's exactly what I want to have. So, let's check out what's there too. My creatures start battles with Arcane. I don't need that. So, careful what you wish for. Creatures take. Celestial Fortitude. My creatures cannot take damage that exceeds 20% of their maximum health. Well, yes, please. I mean, that basically is such a massive interaction with my own strategy of maxing out max HP. This means we get a really cool one-shot protection. Oh man, this is so difficult to find the things you look for. I really hope that this is something the developer will work on in the future. So... especially the artifact trait shelf is terrible to use, actually. If I'm absolutely honest, it's a friggin' bloody mess. Because in this shelf there are some traits that are not acquirable by normal means. So you can't have some of these traits on creatures, so... well... well... Diabolic, that's at least self-explaining. Well, that's only for one creature. But this is a pretty cool trait because it basically says the more HP you have, the more damage you deal. As long as you exceed the enemy's HP. There has to be something which fits into my strategy that I haven't discovered yet. Because I feel so incomplete at this point. But maybe I'm wrong about that. Well, let's just check out the Pandemonium items, and then if I don't find anything there. Because there's sometimes really, really cool stuff in here. Pandemonium Rebirth, yeah. No, okay. So, what kind of... do I have several creatures of one type? I do have spirits, and I do have ents. So that's the last thing I want to check out, and then we're going to try out some higher level instability. At the start of battle, my creatures gain major healing. It's actually not bad, but I solved that problem differently. Now, Master of Ents. First time my Ents are killed. Oh man, that's bad. Spirits. Your spirit's innate traits activate twice. Hi Ash, welcome. Nice to see you, mate. Welcome to our chill evening. So we're going to go for... well, I don't want to start Scorned. We're going to go for a tier 3 instability first to check out how good we are against these. So enemies do a lot more shenanigans now. Alright, so we immediately resurrected there with little to no problems. We deal a pretty decent amount of damage. The smack is there. So okay, let's see. That was looking quite nice. All right. So yeah, due to the resurrection traits, it doesn't look like it's too much of an issue if somebody dies. So now I didn't pay attention when this guy cast a spell. I mean, my whole squad has these spells now, so we can... I don't know. Let's see. Breath of Life, cast that on this dude here. So, yeah. We deal 50,000 damage with that heal. Okay. So, Consecration. That was the spell I wanted to have as standard for him. But the problem with standard spells is if they are ethereal, you can't configure them as standard spells. Granite Cog. Okay. But this looks like I'm already on a really good way. Let's see, let's crack that up to instability 5. Because this is no real challenge here. That's really cool. Quite happy to have no challenge. So, well, let's try that. It's really not too much impact there. Well, okay. But since most fights end before this guy takes a second turn, I think we're perfectly fine there. Oh, that would have been so cool on a tier 5 instability. Warrior headdress. Okay. So Ash, I hope your work on the on your modding stuff has gone well. I'm really looking forward to see more of your progress on these things. So we're really bashing them in. No problems there. Except for the annoying 8 times repetition of spell casts on our enemies. Okay, wow. Let's try if that works on instability 5 too. I'm most impressed about the flat amount of damage this build deals. Like, we have a massive amount of damage from the get-go. And it only racks up from there, you know. It's really lovely. This could be even better if I would be programming some macros, which would trigger more healing spell casts, because I have a distinct feeling that this build gets better and better the more spell casts the more healing you weave in. Wow. I didn't expect to be that destructive with a defensive build like that. Casting spells 8 times. But, well, enemies are just melting. Okay. I really didn't notice the difference between no instability and instability 3 at all. This is a good sign. Because bad builds just get kneecapped if they hit into instability 3. Okay, cool. Because lately I really discovered the fun of running permanent max instability runs, because you might be progressing a little bit slower, but the loot is so much fun. I already did that. There must be a master on this map still that I haven't found. Well, yeah, Hyorin. What can I say? It happens when you specialize too hard, I guess. That you're looking for more and more challenges. Alright, here's the End Master. The first dude that's actually holding a moment longer. So let's do the Consecration move. 270% loot is very tempting. Yes, indeed. Oh yeah, so this is the first time that we're actually meeting an equally beefy enemy, so maybe we'll swap our target. Because these dudes will resurrect anyways. But the real fun part about all this is we seem to have absolutely no problem whatsoever to withstand their attacks. It's almost like they're not dealing any damage. But, well, same applies to our enemies. They are regenerating quite hard too. But we just need to put a dent into their formation. We're racking up our max HP rather slowly, that's one thing I notice. So, well, they're dodging a lot. Well, what's our issue here? Well, yeah, the master fights sometimes get like this. They are not representative for the whole floor. Well, my damage output is not increasing accordingly to the time we spent here. That's what I already noticed. Oh, these extra spellcasts are so annoying. I hate it so much, honestly. When enemies have that trait, the instabilities are so annoying to play. So our total amount of heal is not really high enough. So, what could we do? Maybe we don't need to do anything about that, and this squad is just an exception. I mean, they didn't really do anything against us either, so... But I really felt like it could go faster. Could go faster. Maybe weld in a Regal Golem's skill. Who's, maybe we just need more healing to get the ball rolling harder. Could be the case. I mean, after all, healing transforms into damage here in the long run. And we are quite immortal. Yeah, when enemies have so many times these extra actions, it's so hard to skip over that. So, didn't we already find the teleporter there? No, we didn't, but now we do. Okay. We have a project to turn in. Oh, we have a pilgrimage done. Okay. So, Dear Prophecies. Oh yeah, it's looking good. We just need to do divination packs and a couple of these, and then we have a full card again. Yes. Okay, well. Hi Joe, welcome. Nice to see you, mate. That's a pleasure. Been working again? Or still working? Well, it's been a little bit of a tiring day, so I went for a little bit of a chill pill stream here tonight. So I need something which increases our damage somehow. There must be something for us. Your internet just died. Oh no. There must be something I'm not seeing. Although I gotta say, it's not bad at all. I am not too unhappy about what's happening here. Oh man, I hope you're gonna have some more free time one day soon. Well, I can only say I have a pretty busy time as well lately. After my creatures are attacked, they gain defense, but that's not really anything which would make me more destructive. Alright. You too, Joe. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate that. Sleep well. Here, at the start of this creature's turn, your creatures recover 25% health. Let's just smack that on one of the items, because there's just nothing bad on that. See you later, man. So, let's just do that. Extra traits, extra speed, less attack. 70%. Well, let's try that nevertheless. Gonna fetch myself some tea. Gonna be right back in a sec. So the cats wanted to get out of here. And there we are back. Red tunics we're looking for. Okay, so this is instability 5. They heal every turn for 84% of their health. How annoying. Wow. It's one of these super annoying traits, but we're dealing massive amounts of damage. We just one-shot our enemies, just like that, boom. Okay, looks like the extra heal definitely does something for us. I need to look into my Salamander box. I'm not too happy with my forms of spellcasting. Maybe there's a happy Salamander to solve my problem. Oh no, they scorned us. Alright, let's start healing us. Take this! We are healing us. I like that. This interaction is so fun. Yeah, I need some automation on these spellcasts. That's what I need. I need to get these spells off without doing that manually. That would be really nice. This would give this this build some oomph. No game, no life. Hi there. Welcome, mate. Nice to see you. But, well... Instability 5. Do we always have Scorned? No. It's just a coincidence right now. But Consecrate really works a charm. It's really working out decently. The combo of dealing an AoE attack and then healing yourself and dealing damage via that healing feels just glorious. So... just auto-attacking also works out really decently. Okay, I'm really happy with how this works out. Well, these dudes, they have shelled. It's pretty annoying. and resurrects. But whatever. I'm too lazy to look up who's resurrecting. Since they are all Seraphs, there's a decent chance that they are all busy healing. Resurrecting, I mean. Okay. But we don't really feel the instability at all. What do we have here? A rarity 97 one. Spell ward on attack. Okay. It's by far the most interesting nether stone I've found so far. I need to check out what spell ward does. Can't we check that out here? Spells. Yes, we can. Wonderful. Spell ward. Your creatures gain warded. Huh. That's powerful. It's really powerful. It's massively powerful. This means the creature swinging this weapon, geomancy carving. It's a new one. The creature swinging this weapon will automatically spread a warding buff on the team. Nether stones are only good with traits on them. Those are the best. But before you have none with traits, this one is the first one that I would actually like to use. Before that, the others were like meh. But warded was protection from stat loss. Okay, never mind. I thought it was some damage preventing stuff. This is crap. Yeah, well, since I now started to farm out I recently started out farming out the tier 5 instabilities. It's really working out quite decently. So the Cleric is really fun, gotta say. The concept of growing stronger and dealing damage via healing is awesome. Well, okay, the damage via healing comes from that spirit that I'm using. But I was just too tempted to transform a portion of that healing into damage. I mean, why shouldn't we? Good old Mimic. Let's see, Breath of Life. Oh yeah, the realm gives them 84% healing per turn. How do you deal with Blight? I don't need to deal with Blight. The Cleric class comes immune against Blight. Has a perk to gain immunity against that. So you don't have to bother with that problem. Speaking about bothering problems, this Mimic is quite a nasty problem. The 84% heals are quite massive. But at least we can now watch our stat growth here a little bit. I'm only worried about Snare and Freeze though, well. Don't know, these are borderline cases. I rarely have issues with those. 84% healing here really kicks me. But okay, my damage racks up. My attacks were not only stronger because of the battle fatigue. Piercing Dragon Claws. If your enemy gains a buff for a minion. Okay. Well, my personal hate in general is when the enemies are stacking too many debuffs. Yeah, exactly. Because that's really extremely powerful in general. Okay, but we're getting there. All right, nice. But the resilience of this build is massive. Like, it's amazing. We already have... I haven't had the feeling of losing a fight a single time so far. The buffs do a lot to the stability of this build as well, gotta say. Being permanently buffed like that was a really, really solid choice. I gotta grind out that build a little bit longer to get a feeling about what's going to be good or what's going to be not good. I have a slight feeling that the Cerberus might be a exchangeable part of the build, because maybe we will find a different way to implement spellcasting. Use Meraxis fused with Mimic. This ulti spell grants all buffs to your whole team. Nice. Alright, that's pretty cool too. Yeah, I haven't found the time yet to get the god summons going. My gosh. I hate builds like these. They're not even able to do anything against me. But we're not getting to act on them. Yeah, there's the stun lock we were talking about. I mean, shouldn't their spells run out of charges at some point? Auto-provoke after turn. Okay. Ah, yeah, okay. I mean, I would really like to check out my enemies, but I'm not allowed to. Oh, now we can check them out. I mean... Do enemies actually have charges on their spell gems or not? I wonder. It looks like they don't have charges on their spell gems, which is kind of bad for us. But I guess we'll ultimately win due to battle fatigue. My god, is that an annoying fight. I hate it when they do that. Well, I guess I want to avoid the heal at the end of turn trait for a while. Because that's one of the most massive pains in the game so far for me. I mean, we rarely get to act. I really think enemies' spells should have charges just like mine. I really don't like how this works. Ah, here we go. Finally, one of them is dying. I mean, I would give up if our enemies would be actually acting. Also, I feel like there should be a stacking resistance against shenanigans like these. There should be no absolute way of freezing your enemy like that. Almost every good game out there prevents you from doing that, and for a good reason, because it's just friggin' cheesy to experience that. Because all they were able to were to keep me in a stun lock, and that was all they did. And this is only doing one thing: it aggravates your player. But well. Resist will go up after every successful debuff. Yeah, that's the mechanic I pretty much every game I know of uses to make such stunts no endless trap like the one we saw there. Because if the enemy can use it, I should be able to use it too. And that's where we get in, where we run into trouble. Diabolic Watchman, that's called Chaos. Chaos. Verdant spheres sounds like nature. No, it's sorcery. But well, beyond that issue, we are dealing really well here. So let's see. We take damage every turn for 46% of our health. Well, I didn't even notice so far. Wow, amazing. Alright, these dragons take a little bit longer, but they are stat stealers if I am remembering it correctly. There's a creature which perma-delay the enemy team, don't remember its name, but if I don't take damage between my turns, afflict the enemy with snare. If you trigger it once, you win. Okay, that sounds like BS. Such things are just a pain in the rear. So, well, less attack damage and less damage taken sums up a combo where our enemies are a little bit hard to kill. But since we are still able to wound them and kill them, our build does deal a decent amount of damage because we are fighting against 77% healing, almost 90% less damage, and almost 50% damage reduction on our enemies, so we shouldn't be even able to scratch these dudes. But we're dealing quite fine, I'd say. Cool. Awesome. Just the master fight was a little bit tedious. And now we're digging in that juicy loot. I mean, the most important thing for me in the loot department are all those crafting items. Because, you know, since I like to try out so many different things, the crafting items are really important for me. Roaring Basilisk. Okay. Thanks for sharing. Orange Pumpkin Ghost. Oh yeah, more pumpkins. Okay. We're still lacking one Riddle Gnome. Okay, oh yeah, more emblems. That's good. Emblems are really important. I used it once in Arena. Yeah, Arena is some topic I need to dive into myself as well. I never grew good at drafting so far. Ooh yeah. The treasures. Temple of Lies, that's Aurum. Willow Fluff, my creatures recover... Ah, that's the Everglow. Okay. One other feature I would really appreciate would be that you get the ability to automatically teleport back to the Realm's teleporter when you have solved the Realm quest. So you don't have to run to the teleporter, given the fact that you have already discovered it on the map. But that would be such a relief, because I always feel like that's one of the most annoying chores in the game, to run after these teleporters after you're done, and checking out where they are, and I don't know. Am I the only one being bothered by that after diving through hundreds of realms? Certainly for me it's a really annoying part. Okay, let's see how this one works. The critters start out blind in every fight. I wonder how hard that's going to be. Finding a treasure map in the last corner of the map, yeah. So blindness seems to be a pretty big issue here. But, well, surviving is not an issue at all. Wow. I'm so fundamentally amazed how resilient this build is without even doing anything. Apart from just flat out attacking the whole time. I like that. I mean, every creature on the table has options to cast useful spells. So, it's not like they are defenseless or anything like that. Bonebreaker to 2. So they could heal, they could resurrect, they have options. They just don't need to take these options. Wow, we are massively debuffed here for casting a spell, as it seems. Okay. Let's see if a overly extensive amount of debuffs is a problem for this build. Let's say, I mean, everybody has some weaknesses. Let's cast some Consecration. Why are we not hitting anything? Oh yeah, the blindness. Well, Blood Mage is something I'm looking forward to myself as well. That Stronghold creature sure is quite beefy. Proc random spells on both Defend and Provoke. Oh yeah, that one. I'm running that on my Paladin as well. It's fun as heck. Yeah, but you never really know what you're spellcasting. It's really cool. Oh no, my enemies are undying. That means there's a lot of automatic resurrections going on. Okay, let's see how well this will work out. There's a lot of interception going on the enemy side. Ooh, the damages though. Wow. Okay, nice. It's all party-wide spells with either high damage or medium damage and debuffs, I see. Oh, that sounds like fun, yeah. That sounds sure like fun. I really want to get some random spell casts into this formation here too. I feel like that's what they're really lacking. Some automated way to proc their spells. There must be some method. Alright, so yeah, blindness is quite annoying. We miss so many attacks, and we do deal a lot less damage quite often. But, well, at the end of the day, we stay victorious. The auto-defend turn, yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's a very useful thing. I agree with that. I assumed you meant that. So why are we... Can only have one buff maximum? This realm is really, really odd. Play a max HP build, 50% of max HP as damage. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the max HP as damage thing. That's something we should utilize as well. Why are we not gaining any barriers or anything like that in this fight, I wonder? Why are barriers blocked? 10 trillion HP. Wow. I never tried it on purpose to crank it up as high as possible, to be fair. Start with 7 million. Okay. That's a lot. How deep are you with your run? No game? No life? 7 million is... I barely came beyond the 1 million mark with my paladin. Sounds like you are a couple of floors deeper than me. So, my Ent doesn't have any spell gems equipped, it says. Outrageous. Ah, Diabolic Horde. Of course. They do that. Seriously, why are my barriers broken? Is it because we can have only maximum 1 buff? Is barrier a buff? I guess that's what's happening here, yeah. Yeah, that must be the reason for our situation here. That's why this realm is so shitty to us. Because we can't gain any barriers due to that. Yeah, I know. The more you know. But seeing that this build is even working out without its own Joker card really tells me a massive amount about its potency. Like, I mean, a lot of this build is totally... let's do the Requiem. It's totally revolving around building up barriers and such. And it still works out quite nicely. Even though we can't gain barriers here. Oh, this guy did, because he has no leeching buff, I see. Well. But I gotta say, this is by far one of the most annoying realms I stumbled into. I had no clue that this would kneecap me that hard. Have I unlocked relics? Yes, I did. But I don't know, I feel like they're all so bad. I don't know if it's just me not valuing them enough, but I really don't feel like they are worth all the effort you put into them. Or am I missing something about them? There we go. Now they're going down. Really must have selected one of the worst things there. But 275% bonus loot. So let's meet the Plague Doctors. Better traits unlock around level 40 to 50. They're good ones for HP builds. Oh yeah, okay. I'm listening. Because I do tend to create HP builds lately. Oh, I gotta leave this realm. I hate it here too much. This is just too stupid. Go away. I'll never take that one again. Can't resurrect. Well. Ooh, cast 11 times. Heck no. This is so annoying. Attack 4 additional times. That's a good one. Blood Mage is supposed to spec into HP. Well, I don't know. I rather feel like there's always a certain benefit to have a lot of HP in this game. Oh yeah, this one is good. Well, I know that feeling, Kjoran. Sometimes I get the same feels with the Paladin's skills. Yeah, so that's a completely different gameplay here. So we're especially effective again in realms where the enemies attack several times. Necromancer Totem. Oh man, that loot. Nice. Okay. So yeah. Okay, so without barriers we are quite pathetic, but killing this build seems to be extremely hard to pull off. If you don't have any limiters on resurrections, it's really hard. I like that. I really, really like that. There's also a relic which gives you arcane on battle start. Yeah, I got that one. I already got that one. Blacksmith costume, okay. I love it how many special items you find on high level instabilities. Oh no, a mimic! Let's see how well this works out. Okay, we're ripping them apart. Well, build is decently killing in tier 5 instabilities in general. I am happy. I consider myself quite happy here. Creatures cannot stand. Gain stats, restful stump. Okay. Bloodseeker is for HP attackers. Salus is for HP tanks. Thanks for mentioning these. I'll take a look into them. I mean, basically I was stacking up piety lately for the point when I can't afford something nice. There are always such interesting creatures among the masters here. The dumpling master I met once was a really interesting fellow. Alright, rank 3 of Master Shadow Mastery already. Wow. That loot. I like it so much. So sometimes you get a Master of DD special monsters. Yeah. Like Efts and such. Yeah, those are among the most interesting ones, I agree with that. Totally agree with that. Perfect crown. Okay. Oops, I didn't want to take that. Okay. Here we go. Realm quest done. And, well, since we are performing here that well, I could summon a candle, a bunch of candle mobs, but, well, I don't want to right now. Yeah, the Master of Dumplings. I met that one lately too. It was a very interesting encounter. I'm waiting for a rematch with the Treasure Golem Jr. I never met him again ever after that one time when he kicked me in the butt quite hard. Yeah, well, I farmed a lot of cards myself too. So, Nether Boss, Katarina, we can't manually provoke. Less dodge chance. This is looking good. So, Tox Dwellers. 145. 145. I'm not specifically looking for high bonuses here, and honestly, I'm conserving my resources. I play whatever gets rolled, you know, unless it's unplayable for me. Okay. Let's see how this realm works out for us. Well, the enemies are taking rather slow damage at this point. Oh, they have 238% extra health. Oh my god. And 74% chance to dodge. Hi, Soul Ghost. How am I today? A little bit tired. But overall quite fine. Yeah, the hidden properties are kicking me quite hard. I hope you are feeling fine as well, Soli. Happy to see you active again. I guess you were lurking a bit lately. As you regularly do. Yeah, well, it's better to buy every creature from gods just to start encountering them. Wait, you encounter them the moment you buy them? Is that so? I had no clue. I really had no clue. So thanks for mentioning that. Still very rare though, I see. Well, things the game doesn't tell you. Well, I was mostly allocating the emblems myself because I had no clue where I wanted to invest them. But that's for sure a good idea because I am pretty close to. Let's see. Yeah, I have a lot of deities on pretty high numbers here. Too tired to the last couple of days. Yeah, well, I mentioned it several times, but well, Kid took forever to sleep the last 2 weeks, and that's been draining me as well quite hard. But well, can't complain too hard. Okay, this is quite nasty that these guys have so much HP. And I only have 145% bonus on top of that. Makes me not want to punch the enemies in the slime pit there. One more week and you're on your 3-week vacation. Yeah, well, we're planning the summer holiday too already. Well, it's just going to be 1 week, but at the end of July we're going to go camping for a week. Looking forward to that myself as well. It's going to be the first holiday, vacation, whatever in 1.5 years of working straight through every day, 7 days a week. I still don't really earn money here with my work, but well, building up in self-employed employment is always a pretty hard job, or always assumed that. Okay, we're dealing quite good here. To Scotland, ooh, nice. We'll stage this in Germany. We will just stay in Germany. Man, those extra HP are annoying. But we're dealing quite fine with that, I must say. So, Consecration dealt almost no damage. I used to love camping, went with a couple of friends. Well, I always love sleeping in a tent. It's just making me happy. To wake up when the sun shines and have the fresh air around your nose, that's just making me really, really happy. I don't like this realm, this sucks. Seriously. That extra HP part was too annoying. I mean, sure, I could play that, but that's just wasting my time. Yeah, I hope that I'll find some time to read some books again and just basically enjoy some time off. So, well, this looks like a realm we could play. How much extra percent it has? 180, okay, not bad. Well, camping is also another thing quite cheap. You gave up on reading? Well, for me, reading and me, we have an on-off relationship. Couple of years I read like a madman, and a couple of years I behave like I don't know what a book is. It's just, I don't know why it works for me like that, but it sure does work for me like that. It's a quite interesting relationship the books and me are leading. Oh, there's a lot of people dying here right now. But is that really impacting us? Let's do a Requiem. I was 14 when I got my first PC, so I grew up with books. Well, for me, books are something really, really important, for sure. I do love reading, but sometimes I can't just stand the thought of it, so... It's quite a weird thing for me. Well, gotta say the Paladin went through the tier 5 instabilities a lot smoother than that Cleric. But on the other hand, I did more polish on the Paladin. Maybe I'll get this built there too. We certainly miss some autocasts. That's what we really are lacking here. I do have spread the spells on the crew, but I don't have the autocasts to trigger them. So that's one thing I really need to get going here somehow. Demonic hordes are so annoyingly resilient. try to read all the fantasy novels from the library. Well, I started out with horror books, then I took a deep dive into fantasy, and then I read a really large amount of fantasy, and right now I'm reading classic literature from the 19th century because I can't get that for free on the internet. And also it's an interesting topic for me to see how people lived in the 19th century. It's fascinating for me. Never came to my head in 10 years ago that I ever would be interested in such things, but here I am and reading these books and loving it. It's my favorite pastime sport when my kid likes to watch his kids' TV shows. I'm just sitting there and reading because it distracts me from the brainlessness of these shows there. He likes to watch, but well, I'm not a 3-year-old, so... My god, can't you guys already just die? Why are they not dying? Why do they have so many rebirth buffs? Well, I do like sci-fi if it's a specific type of sci-fi. I do like the type of sci-fi which is focused into society things, which talks about topics like how are civilizations evolving, how's humanity evolving, how do we deal with a lot of questions. Why are we dealing so few points of damage? 84% chance to dodge. So that's what they were hiding from me. SCP? Oh yeah, I do love that stuff. I really enjoy SCP a lot, although they are quite hard to read in terms of how they are formatted, but post-apocalyptic stuff and like that, well, no, more like my favorite example is Dune from Frank Herbert. Dune is a lot about society and evolution of humankind. It's really one read I enjoyed a ton. Heinlein's books also went into a similar stroll. I think Asimov as well, but I didn't read any Asimov yet. So why do they all have so many reborn buffs? It's the second time my enemies are running around with massive reborn buffs. And it's quite annoying, to be fair. Wow, 94% dodge chances, 84% dodge chance, that's just so nasty. And here again, so often reborn. I don't get it. Ah, they're all fused with Assanes. That's why. The Assanes are the fusing race for this realm. How friggin' annoying to combine. Here, enemies are fused with Assane race. They all they like to have the reborn trait a lot. What a horrible combo to give me Assane fuses in a realm where the enemies have 84% extra dodge. It's like extra annoying. Let's go for consecration. Yeah, this takes quite long. Spells can't be dodged. Yeah, like I said, this combo needs some automatic spellcasts somehow. So, let's meet Katerina. Let's see, what's this, what's the special trait there? One day I will get to act as well again. My creatures, when the creatures take damage, they become invisible and gain shield, mending, and repelling. Okay. How annoying. I wonder if I will be actually able to kill, to touch them in any way. Well. Slowly, but steadily. The way I get extra spell casts is socketing all gems with the proc on action. Does this method actually use spell charges? That was what I was wondering about. So, it does, but not with a Blood Mage, okay. Well, there are always methods to work around spell gems, but seriously, how the heck am I supposed to hurt these guys? I mean, they at least got no automatic heals or anything, but why does everybody have a mend on their side though? How does that mend come together? Like, seriously. Does anybody have a trait on him? No, they just somehow buff themselves with that. Got no clue how, but they do. Check the live creature gems if they see to see if they have any rest gems. Well, find the live creature among those. I don't think they have any. No, they don't have any life. Well, this one, the boss one, but well. This is such an annoying fight because it's just stalling forever. But well, we only grow bigger, but therefore shouldn't be too much of an issue. But I'm just wondering why that mending effect is so long on them. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Shouldn't it run out at some point? A lot of stalemates can happen at 5. Well, I never had that, actually. Well, but the paladin with his damage reflection is actually a quite good killer in that regard, because, you know, well, damage reflection is quite supreme. Okay, we took down one of them. You're losing with damage reduction only if your enemies are not able to deal damage. But seriously, why is that mending not going down? I always thought that mending had a limited duration or anything like that. But since this is a nether boss fight, I'm okay if it takes a little bit longer. So it seems like we should be able to take down that Jinn next. I mean, the defensive properties of this boss are just beyond annoying, gotta say. Do you use to deal damage if you get healed? Yes, I do. I'm just lacking a reliable source of autocasts. I do run a couple of traits that heal on attack, but, well, heal on attack. It's not really working out at this point here. Just like to know why they are permanently mending. I'd really like to know that. Amalgamation. Wait a sec. Why do these guys take it that, I'd really like to know where these buffs come from. I mean, they must come from somewhere. Ah, she spreads those. Okay. This is just one of the most annoying bosses I've encountered so far. Well, at least if you're not an all-out aggressive combo. Yep, outside floorings are really cool. I just am too lazy for these most of the time. But we are dealing more and more damage the stronger we get. I mean, our damage is always influenced by the amount of barrier my creatures have, so we are in the end outscaling our enemies just like that, which is really cool. Okay. As soon as the boss is down, we should be winning. But actually, we are winning against a boss which is meant to counter our build quite hard, so I'd say we're dealing just fine. We're dealing just fine. It's dying! Oh, wait a sec. Why is there another rebirth on that thing now? After your creatures are resurrected, they have a 35% chance to gain... Oh my god, is that... It's like the battle of healing builds here. But our enemies are actually losing this battle quite hard, because we scale and the enemy doesn't. But this is by far one of the most anticlimactic fights I have ran into since a long time. Our HP are now in the millions, and I can only pray that at some point the stupid rebirth automatic on the boss won't be triggering. It's the only way to win it. I don't like the design of this fight at all, gotta say. There's no pressure in it. There's absolutely no pressure in it. You're just sitting it out, and basically I'm just hoping that the battle fatigue is doing it for me again. 35%, 3 times in a row. My God, more luck, please. I mean, everybody else is dying, and at some point the boss will be dying too. So here you are. You got no more friends. Ah, finally. So that triggered, what, 7 times in a row? Sick. Alright, enjoy the loot. Book of Patience. Yeah, I deserve that. basically, I should consider items like these. Well, the fight itself was pretty easy. The realm was just very unfortunate. Getting into a realm with extra defense and a high dodge chance on the enemies when the actual nether boss is a highly defensive build. That was not really cool. Alrighty friends, I'm going to tune out for tonight. It got late. I really lost track of the time. So thanks so much for hanging around. It was my pleasure. And we're going to see each other tomorrow again. Sleep well, everybody. Thanks for the good company.